Well, hello YouTube. Here I have a 2013 Chevrolet Malibu 2LT. This is our rental car for the day. Later on tonight, we're going to be picking up a Tahoe, since as you can see, it's very snowy out, and we're going to need four-wheel drive eventually. But this is something we had to rent in crunch time because of delayed flights and stuff like that. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and start it up. As you can see, this one is in a gray exterior, and it does have remote start via GM's traditional switchblade key, lock, and press and hold to start. It starts right up. So, we'll go ahead and jump on inside. Body color door handles. This one does not have any sort of smart key system. And getting inside, this one has partial leather seats. It's a black and gray cloth with leather or what looks like to me vinyl accents. But it still looks pretty nice, and the seats are very comfortable. That's one thing GM has always been fairly good at, is comfortable seats. Closing the door, you get a nice thunk. And as I said, GM's traditional switchblade key. You just insert the key and turn the power on. This one does have Chevrolet's MyLink system, which so far as I can tell is a very good system. Let's see here. Starting with the steering wheel, it is a leather wrapped steering wheel and feels very nice. Has side bolstering, very smooth grain leather. You've got fake wood accents right here on the steering wheel and then a chrome strip that runs down. You've got your audio controls and hands-free controls. There is a little bit of static in the radio, but this is the only country station around here. Of course, with the MyLink screen, you do have the storage compartment back behind. The gauges look very nice. It's got a very modern look to it, which I personally really like. I think GM did a good job updating the Malibu for the most part. And when you hit the rev limiter, it'll tell you the engine overspeed. Dash materials, you do have above the gauge cluster a stitched leather portion, which looks very nice. It's grained nicely as well. It's not necessarily soft to the touch, but it is more of a rubberized finish. You have a snow brush up here, which is part of what the rental car company gives you, which is appropriate here. Coming across the top of the dash, everything is soft touch. I really like this part here, how GM incorporated the vent into the trim. This is soft touch, and then everything from here down is hard touch. Glove box is damped and is fairly decent sized. It's not lined with felt or anything. Down here, soft touch materials, and then you have some gunmetal gray plastic accents, which looks pretty nice. Over here, this is actually not soft touch. This is just a hard plastic covered in rubbery finish. Still up here, soft touch, and everything over here is soft as well. And then up there is hard touch plastic. You have your headlight controls. They are automatic. We'll go ahead and cut those on. Gauge or the dimmers, and then this, you use this here to control your MyLink screen there in the center. That's for your OnStar navigation. Your trip timer, average vehicle speed, which that's really cool. This car has that exact set of rims on it, so it's just kind of a random thing. Average economy is 23.8, and that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty impressive. A 383-mile fuel range on a nearly full tank, which is a lot more than the Fusion has. And I will be doing kind of some comparisons with the Fusion because this is in the same segment. and then back to your odometer. I like the current speed. The screen has a very nice layout, or resolution to it, not layout. Vehicle menu, battery voltage, trip fuel, and stuff like that. Coming down here, again, more soft or hard touch plastics, but you do have a very large storage compartment down here, and some chrome trim running across. Same thing on the other side I failed to mention. Coming to the center stack, you have your MyLink screen here, which is very, very fast. I mean, it's pretty near instant, and you have Pandora and Stitcher and AM, FM phone, XM, pretty much everything. I really like the new MyLink system. It's very easy to use, and this one does not give you haptic feedback, but that's okay. Neither does my Ford Touch, so can't really complain too much. This is just a very easy system to use. You've got all your hard controls for the system down here, like seek and configuration, stuff like that. Down here you have your climate control. It is dual zone automatic, which is very nice. It works well. You kind of have over here you have like a picture of a Camaro. Why did it go away? Oh, it just pops up when you have the climate control on. I see. Coming down here, you have your door locks, unlock and lock, your hazards, which I will turn on before we do the exterior tour. You have a power port over here, more fake wood trim. 6-speed automatic transmission in this car, with manual shift mode, via the rocker on top of the switch. And one thing that it does is if you try and shift at a second, shift denied, which is kind of weird, but that's okay. Shifter feels very nice. It's not notchy or anything. Electronic parking brake, which you could hear that engage, which I'm really glad this car has that. That's something that's coming very competitive in the segment. Traction control. Coming down here, you have 2 cup holders, more of the gunmetal gray trim with harder plastics down here, which is one region where GM failed compared to the Fusion, because the Fusion does have soft touch material down here. Center console is rather tiny, actually. It's a pretty small console, but it is leather stitched on top, which is nice. Coming around to the door panel, you have soft touch materials up here, soft touch here, and then soft here, and a leather stitched armrest. Only an automatic down driver window. All of them are auto down, but none of them are auto up, which is definitely a area where GM cut a corner as compared to the Fusion, because my car has all 4 auto down windows, auto up and down. So we'll go ahead and dislatch the hood. Hood open is what it tells you. And also I forgot to mention that it does have a tilt and telescoping manual steering wheel. Go ahead and give it a quick rev. Sounds pretty nice. I mean, it's not anything special, but it sounds pretty good for a 4-cylinder. Pretty smooth sounding. If I can find the latch here. There it is, somewhere under there. Nope. Ah! Come on, Chevrolet. Where's your hood latch? Oh, there it is. It's a tiny little tab right there, which is stupid. 2.4 liter cylinder, or 4-cylinder, I believe. I could be mistaken. This one is an Ecotec engine, which all of GM's small engines are. I do like how it has a strut as compared to the Fusion, where it has a prop. So that is one area where Ford could have done better, but I mean, it is what it is. It's just a hood latch. Doesn't really matter either way. Hood closes with a nice thunk. Let me go turn on the hazards real fast. As you can see, it does have HID headlamps. No, not HIDs, this has projectors, not HIDs. Excuse me. And it also has fog lamps. Coming around to the door mirror, you can see you have an LED turn signal indicator. Coming around to the back and opening the trunk is much smaller than that on the Fusion, which really was kind of a bad thing because we needed a big trunk carting all of our luggage over here. Under here you have your service manual and a spare tire, which is a donut. I'm glad to see it actually has a real spare tire instead of a fix-a-flat kit, because honestly, those don't do much good. No LED tail lamps on this model, unfortunately. You do have a single exhaust outlet down on this side right over here. This one has, these are 18-inch rims riding on P235/50 R18 tires. They're Goodyear Wranglers, or Eagles, pardon me. Four-wheel disc brakes, as expected. But anyways, I guess that pretty much sums it up. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour on the 2013 Chevrolet Malibu, and thanks for watching.